36. Rockets meet the 35 and 36. With the change, you got Fred, Jalen, Alperen Sengun.
You got to see the Rockets bring.
Atlanta was very active in and around the trade deadline. They have found their stride here in March. 8-3 this month off the pick. First shot is for Van Fleet and misses. And the rebound to Atlanta. You talked about free throw shooting. The Rockets won the game in Orlando because of it, and in part lost the game and the streak the other night to Denver because they only shot 20. But we were told right before the game started, ankle soreness, as Vanessa reported, and he is out. So Tari Eason is in. Trae Young, the NBA's leading assister, behind the back. Wide open is Mohamed Gay. He misses. Rebound for Okongwu.
He is a player, and he's hurt Houston just about every time they played.
Yeah, I've always liked him a lot.
Stepped into that last shot, no hesitation.
Young on the move, back to Gay, corner three, and almost dropped. Another offensive rebound for Atlanta. Here's Daniels, and that shot a little bit short. Daniels having a great year.
Like that so far, you see the extra attention to Trae Young saying, you know, somebody else is going to have to beat you from the outside.
Van Vliet in the lane, had a little step.
Gay wouldn't be able to make both plays.
Trae Young, the little flip, tapped by Sengun, picked up by Green, ahead to Tari Eason. Working, and he got hung on the rim as he was trying to drive it flush on Daniels, but mistimed his jump, and the rim blocked him. On the skip, Riza Shea. No good, and the rebound to Tari Eason. This team over the last couple of months, talked about Atlanta, has shot lights out from the three-point line, including Zachary Riza-Shea. Green, working on that left baseline. Now finds a cutting Brooks. And Young.
Sitting defense right there, and every time you see him resting, you got to go at him. He's so good offensively that you can wear his legs out, making him defend.
Of course, he's got as deep a range as anybody in the league. Misses there. Outlet pass stolen by the league leader in Dyson Daniels. You got to make sure you know where he is at all times. Another flip shot by Young. No good. He's 0 for 3. They leave Tari Eason wide open. Some miscommunication, but he missed the wide open shot. And then they quickly push it ahead to Riza-Shea. This team will push tempo with the best of them. Young off the screen, deflected by Brooks, picked up by Van Vliet. The outlet to Eason, Daniels tracking, and he ended up fouling him this. And a limited edition Filipino Rockets, the worst free throw shooting team in the league by a pretty good stretch. Only shot 22 of 34 in that loss to Denver the other night, which helped end their 9-game winning streak.
As I always say, those free throw misses, they become contagious just as much as the makes do.
Riza-Shea was born in Spain, became the fifth ever international #1 overall draft pick. And he is really coming on strong in this month of March. Gay to Riza-Shea. Back to Gay, and he lost it. Brooks to Green, and he throws it right back to Trae Young. This Atlanta team, they force a lot of turnovers, and when they do, they typically score on the break. They still have another offensive rebound, stuffed by
There's a lot of
played a lot more and is starting to see a lot more. He's in his second year out of Washington State, 13th ever Senegalese player in the NBA. Spent a lot of time out and hurt last year with a back injury. Green misses the shot, and then the
I bounced there on that long rebound. And keep in mind, this is a game where you can see a lot of zone. You just got to make sure you find where Trae Young is.
Riza-Shea circling. Oh, it's stuck.
He really hasn't gotten the regard for being #1 pick in the draft, but yeah, he's got some game, man. He's a solid player.
Again, as this season has moved along, as his rookie's campaign, he has gotten better and better and better at playing his best basketball, and Tari Eason threw that to himself, but he missed them both.
Atlanta has improved so much defensively.
That got deflected, ricocheted right to Gay, and he got fouled. Right. This game on Sunday against the March. As Gay's now 4 for 4 at the line, and the Hawks have scored 8 straight after the Rockets scored 9 straight, and they lead Atlanta does by 1. Sengun, the Flamingo, misses off the side of the iron, coming off his 4th triple-double of the season, and that loss in that loss to Denver. Şengün's also averaging a double-double for the first time in his points. Have regained the lead. Jabari Smith Jr., the Atlanta native, is out there. He missed the game in Atlanta, dealing with that broken hand.
Got our guy Georges Niang out there.
Brought him over from the Cavs, and Brooks' three. He too came over in their trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They sent DeAndre Hunter to Cleveland, who's been terrific with the Cavs, and they've been fantastic with him. But LeVert and Niang have really helped out the Atlanta Hawks. Green draws a crowd that leaves Şengün wide open, but he misses the three. The Rockets are just 1 of 6 from the three-point line. Daniels to Riza over the shoulder. Smooth. 4 for 5, 8 early points for him.
Riza and Sarr, they didn't have great summer leagues, and everybody lost faith in their ability, but those two are going to be all right.
In and out for Brooks. Well, Sarr's come on strong, too, for Washington. Daniels tried to play. Oh, he did play it back. Rockets defense.
Tough for Houston right now, struggling to score. I'm telling you, Atlanta's much improved defensively.
They force so many turnovers. Daniels, steals leader, deflections leader by a country mile. Şengün draws 2 to Smith. He's open, and he missed it.
Hey, man, George is finding his way in the league, man.
He's been terrific, and he's also a...
Games you're supposed to. The Rockets have done that. They're 27-11 versus opponents.
Wow, thank you, Vanessa. That was an absolutely gorgeous drive and finish by Jalen Green to end the Hawks' 14-0 run, but they get yet another offensive rebound. It's Terrence Mann, who they picked up from the Clippers. And finally, it's tracked down by Van Vliet. He'll race into the front court, but the Hawks have 3 guys behind the ball. Van Vliet now into the paint, finds Green. He shoots, and he misses. Offensive rebound, Van Vliet.
Much better energy. Started off with Jalen Green, but let's see if Houston creates some space. You don't want to get stuck playing in the half court.
Smith gets that.
Again, that's a burst so far from Steven Adams and Jabari, and those two have been pretty excellent during the streak.
LeVert to Niang, posting on Green, into the paint, over the top to Okongwu, and he tried to finish over Adams, could not. Steven Adams had an awesome game against Denver, 14 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 10 offensive rebounds as Green has it stripped away. Now look at the Hawks, push the skip to Mann, and he boots it.
Heart pound right there, beating his chest.
Acquired from the Clippers, and Bogdan Bogdanović was sent to LA. Bones Highland was sent to Atlanta, and they ultimately released him as well.
You can see from Fred Van Vliet trying to pick his guys up, extremely lackadaisical to start the game, and sometimes you can lose and have a little bit of a hangover, and that's what we saw from Houston.
LeVert misses a bunny. Rebound Daniels, another offensive rebound for them. 7 straight Rockets points. It's been a game of runs to start. Another offensive rebound. The Twins. Niang, he misses. Another rebound for Atlanta. This is what they've had, like 4 of them on this one possession. They still can't score though, as Mann misses the corner 3. Jabari has played well against the Hawks in his career. In fact, had his best game of his career against Atlanta in this building. Offensive rebound, Şengün back in December of 2023, and he gets it to
do a million fakes, just go up and score.
So what, the Rockets had a 9-0 run, Atlanta had a 14-0 run, the Rockets now currently on another 9-0 run, and it just...
The zone is teams starting to cut behind the zone. You saw that a couple times from Denver. They had success there.
Green around that pick, flipped it up, Adams got pushed. It's been a presence since coming over from the Clippers. It's been really good for Atlanta. Drop step, double team, wrap around, deflection, loose ball, picked up by Holiday. Haven't seen him in a couple of games. And now there goes Jabari.
Can play by being outworked. They've got to win those chances, and that's very valuable for the second unit.
And Holiday back after a couple.
Yeah, George is my guy, man. He's bad built, but I'm telling you, he can shoot it. That little set shot is money, and trash talk even more exciting.
Well, he shot 48% from 3 against the Rockets. Big to big, Adams.
Come on.
Well, Barlow with a foul, and I want to say yes. I don't know 100% certainty, but I want to say yes. And
Might be a little cold down there, though, don't you think?
Now those coaches pacing up and down. And an error point line in March. And even though he hasn't been on the floor now in the last couple of games, steps in and steps up and knocks down that three.
Aaron Holiday right now, the best matchup for Trae Young with his foot speed.
Barlow with a flat-footed corner three, and it's tipped.
Coming back to the 2-3 zone, and right now, again, the key is finding Trae Young. And against Atlanta, they're going to have to box out or go rebound out of area, and that's something.
Starting lineup against the Rockets in Atlanta. He recently missed some time with a lumbar fracture. So this is his 8th straight appearance there. We got a whisk former Rocket. He's out.
One of my favorites, man. Does his job, playing hard.
Barlow, the closeout move.
A lot of lift on that shot.
Now Clint expected to miss the rest of the regular season with an injury to a ligament in his left hand. Man to Krejci. And he... Yeah, remember the Rock? We actually were in Atlanta twice this year. The first one got snowed out, and we came back on the back end of a back-to-back after that win in Boston. And that Rockets were up 16 without 5 minutes. 18-2 run. They closed it within 2. DeAndre Hunter, who's now with Rita Gifted the lead, missed it. And then ball goes out of bounds, and then Şengün runs the length of the floor. Remember, they hit him with that long pass and hit the shot, and the Rockets ended up winning the thing 100-96. The Rockets only hit 2 shots in like 5+ minutes to end that game as the Hawks throw.
That Trae Young can score the basketball.
He's averaging 28 points, 10 assists on 42% from 3 in his career against the Rockets. He has had some monster games. Houston up by 10, their biggest lead. Şengün back to Van Vliet, working on Krejci. And comes out to Smith, has to gather and shoot, missed it. Tip tried, no, double big though, offensive rebound. Şengün, Holiday, deep three, in and out, and a rebound to Okongwu. And my goodness, bodies are flying all over the place.
Man, I'm sure Kelvin Sampson's proud of this double big lineup. It got guys going everywhere, man.
Gay ended up on his stomach. Here's Man missing. Rebound Şengün. Good time. Good box out that time of Gay. The outlet to Holiday. Working on Krejci. Back to Smith. Run off the line by Man. Shoots over Krejci and makes the
Official game playing against your hometown.
He's averaged over 20 a game against the Hawks in his career. The most against any team in the league. Good hands by Holiday. He leaks out, he gets the pass, he catches it, but, well, one of the shortest alley-oops in league history. In terms of passer and recipient. I just call him like I see him.
Aaron's got some hops, too. Make no mistake,
No.
he could have dunked it.
I'm saying he can, but I'm just saying. We got a couple of guys who are about 6 feet, 6'1". Van Vliet, no, thought he got fouled. Tip, yes, Stephen.
Aaron Holiday very much knows what those former teams look like. Used to do the same thing myself.
Signed there as a free agent for Atlanta in 2022. Spent 1 season, shot 41% from the three-point line.
And Nate McMillan was a huge fan of Aaron and gave him an opportunity, but didn't give him the shot that Houston did, and he really made himself a home here.
Double bigs, I believe the Rockets are +14 with the double big lineup here in this game. Little pocket pass, Şengün to Holiday, the down screen by Smith, he's open.
Aaron Stout, but even more, man, does such a great job against Trae Young.
Holiday shooting better than 50% from 3 here in March. That wasn't close. And Rizaché's been really good to start this game. He's 0 for 2 though from 3. Van Vliet over Krejci. Cleared by Okongwu to Young to Rizachet. And ball was too far out in front of him. Couldn't tell from our angle where we sit.
What's going on with you tonight, man?
Here's Smith. Nope. Was that not an accurate description?
Just very colorful tonight. I'm really enjoying it.
Rizachet.
That
0 for 3 from 3.
Yeah, that hesitation just threw him off, and that's why you go zone. You want teams to hesitate. You don't want them to be comfortable.
Atlanta now shooting below 30%. Tari Eason, wrap around, Şengün, no. Tap back out, Holiday to Van Vliet, he's open from the slot. And put back. They've clinched at least a spot in the play-in. Magic number coming into play tonight was 5 to finish in the top 6 and secure a guaranteed playoff series.
Playoffs? Playoffs?
Still have work to do. Niang and a a late whistle, 20-plus points and back to
Atlanta, they've got much deeper since the trace that the double big lineup went in, and he did it with physicality.
Yeah, plus 14 again. Green's also had a tremendous impact on this game. Here's Smith in the circle, foul. I guess turn around in the playoffs since 20. Easily a legit shot at getting to a predicted that this Rockets team this season would be a 50-win team. Now they still got to get there, but they definitely have a shot at it. With 10 to play and only 4 behind the 50 mark, and you win 50 games in this league.
In the Western Conference now.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm telling you, I firmly believe this is the deepest the NBA as a whole has ever been.
There's a lot of talent in this league. A lot of skill. Şengün whirls in and out, and there's Tariq.
First big key was big boards tonight. We've seen it so far since those double bigs have come in.
LeVert, he misses. I told you Atlanta had been one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league for the last couple of months coming in. Not tonight. 2 for 18 from 3. Smith to Brooks. He's wide open, and they're not really communicating on defense either. Back tap by Tari. Picked up by Green to Smith to Brooks. Passes up to 3. Slithers into the lane and turns it over.
Got a lot going on right there. Probably just pull up and take the jump shot.
Niang misses everything.
I think George just ran out of real estate there.
Green on Niang, he'll take the 3. Rockets now 5 of 21 themselves. They leak out, and Şengün recovers. Ultimately, at the end, good hustle by Şengün, but Niang got way behind the Rockets defense. Green on the move into the lane, trying to go back to Şengün, threw it to the wrong team. They'll look to push again. Here's Young. Trae Young is still not scored, which is just shocking.
Okay, you got power.
Jeff Green was also on that first Oklahoma City team. You give him his flowers.
Jeff, one of the original Sonics.
Oh, finished with the left.
That's right. And go right at Daniels. Don't allow him to think he can guard you. For Houston, normally really sound defensively.
Green gets by Young, finds Eason, swings it to Smith. Steven Adams ripped it down. Back to Green. There's like a grizzly bear underneath there with a bunch of pandas.
Jabbar, you calling the Hawks pandas, man?
No, I'm just saying relative to the rest of the league. Best offensive rebounder in the sport, Young.
Side of staying with Trae Young, make him kick the ball out to a teammate.
Sets the pick for Green. Daniels recovers.
Yeah, you want to get Daniels off of Jalen. There you go. That's a much better matchup.
He'll close out on Brooks, and he still makes
terrific basketball. You bring Trae Young into action, you have to get help, and you end up getting an easy look for
up on the board in a hurry.
Well, I don't know why you spoke it into existence, man.
Green on Daniels, stepping through with the left hand through the foul. The Hawks should have the ball. Instead, they jump it up, and they still have the ball. Daniels to Young. That's a 35-foot. 0 to 11. Real quick in terms of points here in this first half. And he's now their leading scorer.
I think he heard you, Craig. As soon as you spoke about him, he got hot.
Green absorbing.
Aggressive these last 5 minutes.
And Jalen Green now has eclipsed 6,000 career points. Congratulations to him. Here's Niang to LeVert on the switch. Brooks defending, shoots, and rolls off.
LeVert's been extremely quiet. Normally he's going to spark off the bench for Atlanta.
Green stepping into one. That one dances off right to Steven Adams to Brooks. And he makes it through.
Now, but he's just working the glass right now.
He's like closing in on like grabbing 1 out of every 2 offensive rebounds.
It was always for Steven to get healthy and to buy some minutes from Şengün and bring a different aspect to the ball club. And down the stretch, he's absolutely been that.
It's tapped to Tari. Drives, pulls up, scores.
We've seen from Houston, it's almost like that double big just brought some energy to the game. I'm sure Max has probably hoped that he passes him up in Utah of all places. Looks
well,
like
I think Vernon would want him to pass him tonight, because if he finishes the game with 14, my guess is the rest of the night does not go great for Houston. And Vliet draws two to Sengun.
Wow.
He got pushed.
And they're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Sengun now with 9. Young off the Okongwu screen. Ooh, good save by Levert. He's doubled. Okongwu to Daniels, closed out there by Eason. Comes into the paint, comes back out to Niang. Tari Eason says, give me that. Took that rebound away from Sengun.
Sure did. Again, better energy here for Houston. See if they can search out Trae Young in some of these actions.
Elbow J Van Vliet. And Tari flirting with a double-double. Atlanta had 8 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. They had none in the second. The Rockets had 8 offensive rebounds in the second quarter and outscored Atlanta 11-0 in terms of second chance points. That was the double big factor for the Rockets. Tari Eason now with 11 rebounds. And the Rockets are a +12 now on the glass in this game after it was all Atlanta rebounding wise to start it. And the close. Reza Shea, second 3 for him. He's got 10.
Niang played really well, brought the energy and physicality for the Hawks, and he's a really good shooter, as you saw right there.
Starting in place of Mohamed Gay behind the back. Green draws 3, and then the ball. Prince's here tonight. Miss you, big fella. One of the nicest people on the planet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh!
Applesauce, big fella.
You know exactly what crisscross applesauce is.
And that's Adam, by the way.
And rolls off for Sengun. Crossover, drive, Sengun erases it. Brooks, working on Reza Shea. Now it's back to Sengun, right back to him, on the block. Splits 2, fade fire, got fouled. 18 a game over the last 4. Fantastic in his 2 years. Out there and the Rockets ultimately signed him, but he's done exactly what he was supposed to do and then some for this team in his 2 years with the Rockets. Trae Young turns it over, thought he got fouled. Eason, and that pass.
All right, got to show that extra attention to Trae Young.
Gotta take the J.
Good help on the nail there from Tari Eason.
Does not go down for Daniels.
Got to get up, got to beat Trae Young.
Young finds a cutting Daniels.
Yeah.
Barrier Thief is the nickname for Dyson Daniels, and just an outstanding nickname.
He's got a chance to be the...
Landale and Jack McVeigh on the Australian national team.
How about Dellavedova? See what he did lately?
Yeah, I did. I saw that. You sent that to me. He's in great shape. A class move by him. Sengun has to. Got it off, but missed it.
Yeah, Jock Landale was a big fan of that move.
Young turns the corner, little teardrop. Huge loss for the Bucks, and the Rockets want to jump ball.
A bit of a wonky tip there.
It was. It's okay.
Good time, work out. Go feast.
Working on the rookies. Spins on him, Hank banked.
Wow. A trash talk getting put out. That's it's kind of sacred. That should stay on the court, man.
Rockets back up 20. Sengun with 12.
And just maybe saved the challenge there.
I mean, that was a clamp. Knocked away. Stolen by Green. Dumped by Green.
In Houston, back to this zone, showing bodies.
Reverse
On that, starting to see teams get behind the zone. They're really trying to cut underneath. That's got to be a foul.
Yeah. So fouls on Okongwu. Here's Sengun working on him now. Goes with the hook along the baseline. Rebound ripped away there by Reza Shea.
And Okongwu guard Sengun extremely well. Really a tough matchup for Al B.
Reza Shea from the wing. He's 0 for 4 from 3. He got off to a hot start, had that punch on LP early in the game, but he's been quiet ever since. Offensive rebound, Tyrese, and 12 boards for him. Here's Brooks. He misses. Gary Bird loses the handle. You like Great Barrier Thief or Gary Bird better, Ryan, as a nickname?
Gary Bird's always going to be pretty special to us as he launches a three.
Which he pretty much almost exclusively does. Offensive rebound, kick out.
And for Daniels.
But he was so far wide open, it didn't even matter. Brooks draws 2. He'll shoot. And Reza Shea with another rebound, his 3rd. Back out, the dig, the shot. Rebound Green, so Reza Shea is really struggling, as are the Hawks.
Yeah, good job
shooting
making
threes. They're 7 of 30.
Well, the Rockets are making Young a passer.
Mid-range J for Green. That one brought
Entire way.
Rockets haven't exactly shot lights out from 3 either. They're 8 of 28. But a bunch of second chance points and just dominating the glass. Doing what they do. Here's Tyrese doing what he does. He got fouled. That's
Shout out to Vernon Maxwell. On Twitter. Houston back to the zone. And
double-double for Tari. 10 points, 12 rebounds.
You see, even though Houston's in zone, they're really extending themselves out to see. No, when you have zone, you walk through sets and looks that you're going to see. Oh, wow, Haka Steve-O, it's back. What?
And misses the 11. And he goes 1 for 2. Now 12, having another game where the Rockets did not shoot well at the line. They have shot very well here. Matthews bounces off. Offensive rebound to Okongwu. Comes back out to Matthews in the corner to LeVert. Drives baseline. There's the help. The swing up top. Matthews another chance. Back to Okongwu. Lost it for a moment. Blew the layup. Both in and out of the starting line. Udoka running an 8-man rotation because he's shrunk that rotation here in recent games, but he's in because of Ben Thompson not playing tonight.
Well, you may ramp it up for the playoffs, and that was 2 extending out to Trae Young. That's something that you do in walkthrough, so there's no accidents to these zones.
Green on Gary. Behind the back. Still working one-on-one with Matthews. Now there's Young. To Van Vliet. Shot clock is winding down. Comes into the paint. Finds a seam and gets dropped. Rockets owe the Jazz one. That's where they'll start with Luka in town. It's on national TV. But we'll have 2 of the first 3 games for you of this upcoming road trip right here on Space City Home Network. Your home for the Rockets. Offensive rebound. Lob. Another offensive rebound. Matthews, no. Garrison hasn't played much lately. Actually, he hasn't taken a whole lot of shots.
Beyond this season, family-friendly perks and out of this world experiences. For more information, go to Rockets.com now. Right now.
Barlow, no. Rebound Green.
Houston daring the non-shooters to shoot. Oh, that's pretty.
Feed. And then Adams.
And he's been.
And so many fouls by Atlanta.
How about the jump balls?
Use the last 5 minutes of that game against Denver just played at a snail's pace. 9-2 Rockets run. They're up 25, their biggest lead of the game. LeVert hesitated and still scored.
Is open in the middle because you're extending to Trae Young. I don't think you need to overreact.
Oh, spin, drop, dunk!
Trick, man, and I'm telling you, man, he's been a bright spot, just bringing energy. Had a pep in his step from the start.
Young being pressured, gives it up to Matthews, now to LeVert. He makes the corner threes and rebounds for Jalen Green. 14 is Jalen Green's career high for rebounds in a game. Puts all the breaks this time with the spin cycle.
To Matthews.
LeVert misses. Wild attempt at a putback is also no good. I say find Jalen Green again. And they do. Gets it from Adams. Works on man. There's the double. Comes back to Steven. Dribbles out high. Loops it over to Smith. Working on LeVert. Back out high, Van Vliet. And there's 10 assists and 15 points now for Young. But he had a pretty quiet game against the Rockets in Atlanta as well. And outside of that scoring outburst in the second quarter, he's been relatively quiet too tonight. Van Vliet to Şengün's air ball. And Atlanta, former head coach of the Utah Jazz. Young splits a double team, comes back out to LeVert.
That's the game plan in the zone. You had two guys to Trae Young and saying somebody else is going to have to beat me with a wing or corner three. It's been extremely effective tonight. Great job there from Ime Udoka calling the right game plan.
Şengün on Krejci. There's a triple team. Means somebody is open. Van Vliet passes up the three, comes back to Şengün. Underneath, knocked away, still has it, and Hawks the fifth
Watch
best
his zone.
scoring team in the league. But
Look how high, sorry, Craig, look how high that zone gets. And you're doing that just for Trae Young, sorry.
It's okay, he scored.
Not a three.
But Atlanta is one of the best scoring teams in the league. They average almost 118 a game, but in order for them to win, more times than not, they have to score big to win. Green blows by Young, hangs in the air, got fouled. And not so much at the foul line tonight. They're awesome. 22 of 23. The Hawks 7 of 8. So the Rockets have already attempted 15 more free throws than Atlanta. And Atlanta actually gets to the line on average more than Houston does, but both teams do it quite often. Tari Eason, dribble handoff, three ball, miss.
I'm sure those free throws were the point of emphasis at practice. You need to look at a game, that's a foul.
They don't want... Bounces in the first. We got a technical. Riza Shea at the line.
Wedge action here for Şengün.
Drop step, drive, layup. Şengün, great.
Couldn't get there.
Man will pull up. Rockets were up 25. This is the exact same score that they were up in Atlanta and had to hang on for dear life to win a game. It was 96 to 80.
And all of a sudden, Houston just couldn't take care of basketball as they turn it over on cue.
Man, challenging Smith. There's the miss. Daniel saved it, but played it into Şengün. Ahead to Brooks behind the back and had it nearly stolen back. Holiday, his hustle keeps the possession alive. Back to Brooks, who whirls for three. On the skip, Riza Shea, the outlet, and
He's pretty quick. Seen him have a couple of nice cuts in this ball game.
8 assists now for Dyson Daniels. Şengün. Shot clock winding down. And that's not good. Again, Atlanta was down 96-80 with about 5 minutes to play in their building when these two teams met earlier this season in January. Almost came back to take the lead. Rockets hung on to win. Kongwu, second three. 8 straight points for the Hawks. 11-point Rockets lead. They were once up 25.
Gotta be mindful here.
See the overall run for Atlanta, 8 straight, 11-point game. Here's Daniels, back to Kongwu, same spot. Different result, long rebound there, tapped by Daniels, out to man. Daniels to Riza Shea again, cutting and scoring. Very fluid.
But again, man, Houston needs a bucket here.
10 unanswered points by Atlanta. Green in on Krejci.
Coach Willie Cruz is proud of that one.
Free throw missed, offensive rebound Smith, but it ended the Hawks' 10-0 run. Van Vliet for three. It dances off. Smith saves it. No, he
puts him underneath the basket.
collision. Okongwu.
Looks like there's a 25 action, a little pin down from Jalen Green, and you're going to get this money play. Pick and roll with Sengun and Van Vliet.
There you go. Open look, Tari Eason. Short though.
Yeah, well, that's great basketball there from Sengun, hitting the open man again.
And the three goes. They just made their 12th. The Rockets down to just 8 of 34 from three, 23.5%, and they only lead by 8.
You're really seeing Atlanta packing the paint on all the drives for Houston.
Another miss off. That's why he's out there with Sengun.
Houston's gone back zone.
And Atlanta making this run with Trae Young on the bench. Daniels blocked but foul. Vanessa, what you got?
Yeah, I have an update. I'll evaluate him no more.
All right, good news. Thank you for the update. Both free throws good. 15-2 is the run. The Rockets lead is only 2 possessions after they were up by 25.
And now you got zone here from Atlanta.
Sengun. He thought he got fouled, instead got blocked. Hawks looking for more. Again, this run coming without Trae Young. Man over Van Vliet to make a difference now, because the Rockets lead is only 4. They're about to score 20-4 in the quarter. And what was a huge lead is now a nail-biter. Green dancing on Krejci. Goes with the right hand. Krejci is a good shot blocker.
More ball movement there, but nonetheless, he's been the hot hand.
28 now for Jalen. Daniels, short, rebound, tip, won by Okongwu, knocked away by Smith. Van Vliet into the front court. Looking to get his team organized, and that's a kick. And made free throws.
Well, Houston's offense started to suffer so bad that the offense of Atlanta got going. They got extremely comfortable.
There's the lob, there's the Reza Shea had it, but did not get it to go.
Yeah, he couldn't find the rim. He was where he wanted to be. And he's run well. He's gotten behind Houston a couple of times.
Yep, once again got behind the Rockets defense. Green behind him back. Got bumped, threw it up in! Third 30-point game of the month, but he missed Denver. Now the Rockets, when he goes from 30, rarely lose, but they did against Denver. His 12th game this season, where he's draft Reza Shea #1, Reed #3. Free throws good, month plus.
Houston needs one more good push to put this game away.
Up by 5, there's 2 on Green to Van Vliet to Smith from the wing over Young, the 3 in.
The reaction there on the Hawks.
Second 3 for Jabari.
But look, you got 2 to the ball with Young.
That's going to be called.
And moving, it's going to be there.
Off the screen, leaning 3, Young short, deflected, and left. Quick release, Reza Shea, no good. 0 for 6 he is from 3.
It's been great cutting, though.
Van Vliet to Smith. Back to him. Little tap, Smith, corner 3! Energy. It was a 4-point game. Rockets now up 11. They get the rebound. Atlanta started the quarter off outscoring Houston 20-4, turned a 25-point deficit into a 4-point deficit. And now the Rockets have outscored them 10-3 since it was a 4-point game. Man, like playing against his dad on the driveway, trying to take the ball away from Steven Adams. Here's Green, fade away 2.
Now, man, but that's what you love for Jalen. He got those dunks, and he just really lit up ever since.
Okongwu down the baseline. The Reza Shea to Man. Steps left over Sengun. Good closeout. Oh, dunk back. Got to remember, he's 19.
He's got a very bright future.
Yes, he does.
You know, he may not jump off the charts like some other first-round picks, but you can see his special talent.
He's looking for his 5th 20-point game of this month.
Gotta go here.
Got 18 here, Sengun. 2 on the shot clock. Stepping back. Fade him, fire Flamingo. It's possible to contest that shot. That was a deep step back and fade. 32 for Green.
That's what you want to see from your young stars. You know, you got to close out a ball game. You need some fourth quarter point. And once he gets some energy plays, he can get rolling.
That's 14 for Terrence Mann, 10 and a quarter.
I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if Ime challenged Jalen in this game and said, "So what you going to do with
That's
Dyson
an
Daniels?"
errant pass, stolen away. Man on the push, blitz 2, 4-2.
I up in this second half.
But with the way that Atlanta plays, and they like to play with tempo, it suits his game so well, as opposed to playing in a more James Harden in recent years with the Clippers. Here's Young after the Rockets score, runner short. Rockets up 11. Atlanta certainly put a scare into him here recently. Rockets have recovered. Şengün shot put. Man underneath, comes back out to Okongwu, to Young. Another runner, and this time
him hitting a three.
47-point game from him, which he is certainly capable of doing.
Houston staying with the game plan, you know, taking away Trae Young. And, you know, normally you'd see zone and say, how are we going to play it? And there's a great shooter on the floor. Houston's found a way.
And he's had some of those huge scoring games against the Rockets. Şengün will try one. Offensive rebound, Adams.
When you rebound as effective as Şengün and Adams both being in, it's almost like transition defense because they got to put an extra man in there to box you out.
Young to Daniels. 3 ball. Trae Young. Got 11 of them. He averages just over 11 on the season. Again, the league leader. One minute to go. VanVleet, the catch, the shot, the make.
Catch. That was kind of, he relocated. I think it threw Şengün off, but still able to
like
see it
that
through.
tends to throw a shooter out of rhythm. Another will
Be careful. Got to take care of the basketball here.
They've been cold from 3 for most of the game. They've gotten hot. That's a bad turnover. Door is still open on a Hawks comeback. Niang to Young, inside man. Back out Okongwu, now to Daniels. Using a lot of clock, now to Niang, the 3. Gone, they after the turnover. Drama here at Toyota Center. VanVleet spins out of trouble. And then Daniels, remember, this has been one of the better three-point shooting teams in Atlanta in the league in the last couple of months. Not tonight for the most part, but they have been down the stretch. And Mann gets VanVleet in the backcourt against the Utah Jazz. Rockets are trying to cool off the Hawks who won
Play up.
Quick 3, Niang from the corner. Grazes the rim. Full court pressure into VanVleet. And in this game. But you're right, it doesn't seem like he's had the same. And Daniels has had quite the season. At minimum, should be first team all defense. Here's Mann, no good. Rebound Eason, and the Rockets have won for the 10th time.